welcome.
Yes.
For those who are new here, this is the Body Representation Series podcast. The more you know, the more you grow.
Come on now.
A word.
A word.
Welcome to the Body Representation Series. Hey, everybody. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome back. This is the Body Representation Series. We are very excited to be here. I do want to take a quick moment before we get started to give my little disclaimer. My desire is to never trigger anybody. So if you have a hard time listening about queerness, fatness, sex, abuse, trauma, and anything that's around our bodies, representation, the media, we might not be the one for you. We're not here to traumatize you, but we are here to have real conversations about real lived experience. And we just want to make sure you're aware of that before you decide to tune in to the tomfoolery that we do get into. So with that being said, I'm Christina.
I'm Blu.
And we have a really special guest with us here today, Bebe Couri. Am I pronouncing that correct?
Yes, you are.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
absolutely.
Okay. Stylist. Was hitting the runway and the stilettos while you babies was still wearing your king heels, okay?
Absolutely.
The resume is impeccable. I've known BB for a long time, and I've enjoyed watching his growth, watching you go out there and try to conquer your dreams and conquer, not just try, do. You did.
Thank you.
And to see that has been amazing, and I'm very happy to have you with us today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thank y'all for having me here so much. I love that introduction, by the way. I need that, like, in the transcript or something, because a lot of times I don't even know what to say,
Call me over.
Okay, hello.
I want to give flowers for flowers is due.
Absolutely. Right there when they blow.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I'm excited.
Well, y'all, it's Pride Month.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot to be talked about when it comes to the queer experience, especially the Black queer experience, the BIPOC queer experience for people of color. Queerness is the journey of queerness is already challenging. I would say it's freeing, it's challenging. It has a lot. It's a lot wrapped up into that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to, I was going to try to have a soft conversation, y'all. But then as what does happen is you start scrolling. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
On that TikTok
Yeah.
at 2 in the A of the M.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right before a podcast episode. Right before.
It's like the message gets planted into you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it reminded me of all the harmful representation when it comes to queerness. Especially, I feel like people like to put queerness on like it's a costume. Okay. And it don't even be their experience. That's not their experience. The TikTok I saw was specifically talking about the creator Easy. I don't know if y'all know who that is.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
She does a lot of like stud content, but she's not a stud. She's a bisexual woman. She's not a stud. So you putting on the costume of queerness in an experience that you don't even have. And then you become the representation for
So many
people who
people.
don't even,
Absolutely.
because these people build followings, they build brand deals, they
Yes.
make money,
Yes.
they do all of this and they just put it on like a costume, and it's very disheartening because you're a Black woman.
Yeah.
So as a Black woman, you should already understand the harmful ramifications of
Yeah, I agree.
harmful representation.
Absolutely.
So I just, it was on my,
It was on that chest.
And another thing, just speaking of her as like a content creator and the fact that that's who you came across. Also, though, not too long ago, I seen that she was getting a lot of strife for playing a fat woman.
she was like making fun of
Julie-
Samira.
Yes, she was making fun of Samira, and she had put on like this like fat suit and like did this whole skit and then tried to play it off like it was just a joke. And so again, just putting things on and taking things off whenever you feel like it's necessary for your views or your content, and how harmful that can be to representation. Like, so I agree.
And everybody loves to have a yes queen, clock it sis, and use all of these language and don't even understand the history.
Let me say something. I remember, like, I was in high school then, and I can't remember particularly what term was being used. No, actually, I just graduated, but I knew that I heard it, something about mourning. I'm going to find it. I got to do my research on it. But I was like, the gays use that. And then I started hearing it more and more and more, from word to clock it. That was our thing.
A word.
Say yes.
The
and,
word. All of that.
it was like, wait a minute, but we're so pushed out, but we're so you know what I mean?
It's like
I said-
society wants to be a part of what is trending, but they're so homophobic. Like, wait, so how can you want to be into what's trending, but what is trending is related to the gay community, yet you find yourself so homophobic?
the gay
Cut it
community
out.
is always trending.
Yes.
We've always been the trend to me.
The gay community, I was going to say, they are the trend.
We are the trend.
Like, y'all set the standard.
The-
Like, we set the standard because I am a
fashion.
bisexual woman, but we do set the standard. Yes,
From-
and very much in fact.
From everything, from fashion, music, art.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that you actually watch. I mean, think about it.
So Bebe, that actually makes me think of a question for you because you work in the fashion world. You were in Cali, where I can imagine that's a whole different type of beast of the fashion world. And then, did you see or did you notice what was that like being Black and queer in the fashion world? Did you find that people were taking that and abusing it, or what did that kind of look like or feel like?
They were. So I kind of have two sides to it because I'm kind of a tunnel vision person, and I just kind of block everything out. But when I started to work with the brand that I was working with at the point in time, I seen how her as a Black lesbian woman stood. She was the creator of an amazing brand, and they wouldn't let her in that door. But white woman that looked like a Kardashian, when she showed up, they're like, oh, okay, absolutely. They threw him the deal. So I remember that breakaway. And then she talks about it herself as well. But I remember that breakaway to be like, hell no, this is mine. This is what I created. So you're either going to accept it or not. And when you put that foot down, it's like they have no choice at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But navigating in that world as a Black gay man, hell, I was doing my damn thing. You know what I mean? Because it's always been me. So it was like I wanted to be a representation of what a Black gay man can be that, wasn't what everybody think, that societal, just, what everybody thought it was and what I was. But yeah, that was my experience out there.
And do you find that as a Black gay man in that space, like there is a lot of stigma about what you're expected to be, or like what you're expected to, how do I want to say it, like look like as far as representation? Like, do you feel pressure like in that area?
Absolutely, because I mean, and I kind of came in on my like Lady Gaga, so I was very flamboyant and I was loud and I had heels and I had a mohawk and but no one was doing it at that point in time, and so I was creating my own lane.
Yes.
But it stuck. And it was like, well, it was great because I mean, I built off of that. But, when we would go home, when lights were out, everybody still wanted BB.
Turn it on.
And I'm like, BB ain't here. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he's here, but, so I remember a guy that I was dating at that point in time, his family asked, like, so did he always just like wake up and he's like, I was like, like, you know what I mean? Like, the end of the day. But as I grew, I wanted people to focus more on my skill.
Right.
Versus this
persona.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't know how my audience have like adapted so much to that because, when I post and I'm like, they're like, yay.
And you just made me think of something when you said that. Like, I feel like a lot of times with queer people, and especially being Black and queer, when we show up in a room and we show up in a space, they're looking for the persona. They're not looking for you. They're not looking for who you are as a person. What is your experience?
Yes.
What do you like to do outside of your career?
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
for a lot of us, even with not being queer, your career is the character.
Yes.
Like, but who you are as a person can be completely different. But when you're
Yes.
gay, they want you to walk up in the place and they want you to flip the hair and
I remember
It's-
getting
it's-
calls, and it was a makeup artist I work with, and shout out to her. She's in California now in Tijuana. I remember her calling me, and she got some good news. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. Congratulations. She said, no, I wanted you to be like, yes. And I'm like, what? And she's like, well, it's your energy. And every time, like, usually, when you're BB, it's on, I'm giving you absolutely, darling, fabulous,
Yeah.
And she wanted that. And I'm at home, hey, my piece of chicken, like, oh, bitch, that's what's up,
Yeah, like, congratulations.
like, no, wait, I ain't want that. I'm like, well, what the hell did you want? You know, and I was like, wow. But I do also remember that it was another young lady that I coached, and she actually lives in California. Shout out to her too. She's modeling and doing her damn thing. Still, Bria, I think you worked with Bria once before. It's I have to show you. She had short hair at the point in time, but yeah, you did a couple of her photos
Okay, nice.
back in the day. But yeah, so she's still doing her thing. But I remember her calling me, and we were talking about. I think I was moving to California at the point in time.
Okay.
And she said, I have a question. I said, well, what's up? She said, what do you do when you go home? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? You know, I go grocery shopping and I hang with my friends. And I'm like, and I'm thinking about all the times, I'm like, girl, just last weekend I was upside down and you know what I mean? Like, what the hell I was doing?
Yeah.
You know, and, but again, I think she, you know, I walk in the house and va va voom, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
But like you said, you know, you're always expected to have that light on, and it's like, that's not me, you know. So
And I think it's so hard for Black queer people to be in that space too, because just going back to the whole persona thing, it's like you show up, they want this they want the persona, but they don't want the Blackness. And that is real shit.
that's deep.
And so, like, it's like they want you to be this person that they want you to be so that they can sell you and you can be marketable or whatever the case may be. But they don't want to share the Blackness or the Black experience behind this persona that I'm not going to say that you've had to create to fit in, but at some certain point, that's in order to get in that door as a Black gay woman or a Black gay man or something of that nature. I feel like that you do have to create this persona that's marketable, but then you know, if you're not on that, like you said, all the time, then they're like, oh, wait a minute, we want this, but we don't want the Blackness. We want this without the Blackness.
Or they want it to be what we like palatable Blackness, like
Correct.
Blackness that I can that I can tolerate.
Yes.
It's not too hood. It's not too or the flip side, it's not too uppity, you know, because they don't want you to ever ever get beside yourself. Don't lose yourself. We still need you to know where you stand.
Always.
So
always.
It's navigating queerness and Blackness is so. It can be exhausting.
It's very exhausting, but I think once you find your ground, it's very liberating too.
Okay. Talk to us about
and I just remember, and because you've been around for a long time, and you know, even sometimes when we weren't
Which
working,
I'm only 21.
I mean, not like that. You know what I mean? Like we knew each other since babies for a long time. You know, but even when we weren't working one-on-one, you know, you just sometimes, you know, see Christina, you know, passing in the room because she be doing the job or gig there as well, you know. But I just remember, like, I played no games, you know, and that's how I had to be. You know, I had to be very straightforward, and I had to let you know what it was, you know. But I was gay, and well, I am gay, but my peers were promoters, you know, they were the hood promoters and they were the big hood promoters. They were the people that owned the clubs. Those are my peers. You know, so walking and standing in those rooms with them, I had on pumps with my little blazer and my fedora. And I remember that I was unapologetic about that, you know, and the respect that I received, you know, and I was like, damn. So I was creating again this representation of what I actually wanted people to start to understand. Like, no, it just doesn't. You know, yes, it's not always a thing I'm going to say, you know, because this is the deal. You either take it or you leave it, and it's off the table. You want me because I'm hot. I'm a hot commodity. My model's a hot commodity. So
my work is a hot commodity.
I mean, hell, I remember even one of my fashion shows got a bomb threat to it. Yeah, this is something I like. Yeah, my career has been absolutely freaking them crazy. It had a bomb threat, and I remember we were getting ready we was actually doing it for Susan G. Komen. You know what Susan G. Komen was. So I got booked to do that. And my models were getting ready. We were all at a different house, a different location. And I got a phone call. Like, you know, BB, well, where are you? And I'm like, well, I'm getting ready. I'm looking at the time, you know, asking assistants and stuff. You know, like, well, what's shit? Are we late or something? No, well, what's going on? I'll call you back. So when we were rolling in, we had to be escorted by police to get into the building. Because the thing that they said was, oh, I'm going to blow up the fashion portion of this event. And you know why? It was because I had pulled out of another event. Well, I didn't pull out of it. What happened was it was a whole legal situation. Someone was trying to use my likeness of my company's name.
Wow. Okay.
And I served a cease and desist. in front of everybody. I played no games.
Oh,
I came
okay, you
in
said I
with
played no
people
games.
behind me, and cease and desist. You can either take it or leave it, but don't let that person use my name. It's nothing to do with me. Was a response. I said, and yes, it does, because if you make money, I'm going to take the money.
Yeah.
It's my name. It's my likeliness. So they said, oh, well, the fashion portion, I'm going to blow it up. And I will never forget that. We had SWAT teams and police all around this event
Wow,
because
where
of
was
that.
I?
And
Jeez.
it was another event going on at the same time. And but that's how I had to come in the game. You know what I'm saying? I had to be very of like beats mode, like unapologetic about it.
And you bring up a good point about safety.
Yeah.
Safety is,
Woo.
Yeah.
I even think about even today how uncomfortable. I know it makes my partner really kind of sad sometimes, but being very transparent, I'm very uncomfortable being affectionate in public. But by affection, I don't mean like we're making out. I don't care if I was straight. I'm not making out with you in the middle of that's always gonna make me uncomfortable because A, that's not for the public. But B, like it could be something as simple as just holding hands walking down the street. I have always very much struggled with that because of concern of safety, because can be an unsafe place for queer people. And that's just period across the color spectrum.
It can be, or it is.
It is. Honestly, it is.
Yeah.
There you go. It is.
Yeah.
But I feel that it's so how can I put it? Damn, get out of my business. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing. Like, because I mean, I'm talking to my partner now, my boyfriend, and I'm like, if we were to get married, right? You would be my husband, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I would be, again, this word, y'all, unapologetic about that shit.
Right.
So the same way that couple can walk in the room, baby, you better get your shit ready, because I'm walking in that room too. And I'm unapologetic.
You know how hard I have to work for this?
And I'm, you know what I mean? Yes. Like, just like you do, like how heterosexual couples do, the same way we do. Like, so, but you being my husband, I don't see you as nothing different but my husband.
We got to take a moment to thank our sponsor of this episode, 33 West Studios. At 33 West Studios, we don't just take photos, we tell stories. From brides, brands, bodies, and beyond. Editorial portraits and unforgettable moments. Your story deserves to be seen authentically. Book your session today. And make sure you're following 33 West Studios anywhere you do social media at 33 West Studios. All right, let's get back to the episode.
So, damn, I mean, I get it. Like, I don't even think it's cool for somebody to be making out, whether, it's a man and a woman in front of children either. But some point, I think we were at Kings Island the other day, and I seen a couple, and there's a lady, just grabbed onto her dude's hand, and I'm like, so I got the bright idea, and I'm like, I ain't gonna do it. Because, I mean, it is uncomfortable for me too, though. You know what I mean? But,
And that sucks. It sucks to have to navigate the world like that because people don't want to mind their business. It is something as simple as just minding your
And I'm so
Yes.
I just going back to I'm so unapologetic. It's ignorant. And Christina and I'll be just at anything. You gotta watch me. But like I was the opposite. So when I was with Yvonne, and Yvonne is a Black woman, she's from California.
Hey.
And we were married for 10 years, and I still love her. That's my best friend. I love her down.
Yes.
She gets on my nerves, but love you down, girl.
Okay.
And if you see this, you all right with
And
me.
I do love you down still, and I'm still gonna come when you call, girl.
Okay.
But like I would be very unapologetic with her in public, and she would be the one that would be uncomfortable. And I know that that's because while I'm white representing, because I'm biracial, and not a lot of people know that, I'm mixed with a whole bunch of everything.
Okay.
But her as a Black woman, though, like out loud, you know what I'm saying? Like, she would be very uncomfortable, and I would just be like, no, girl, I love you. What are you talking about? I want to hold your hand. I want to grab you by the way. Like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be with you.
Yes.
Like, and like, but then I also had to understand like where she was coming from as far as like, it's not always safe. She's had a different experience in her queerness than me. Like, she's also had a different experience with her Blackness than me. And so it became a conversation that we kind of had to have, because I'm very like, I don't understand why I can't, why you don't want to, I just want to love with you.
You happy
so
and you're
proud of you. I love you. And, and then I just had to realize like, when she was like, Tasha, just take a minute and look around. Like, I just need you to look around and be aware. And then it was like, okay, I understand. You know, I
Yes.
see it. Like, I understand. And like, but it was really hard for me to get, because I'm just so
Yeah.
unapologetic about.
Yeah.
Because I'm a fight.
Because I will fight everybody.
And it's from my love.
Because I
Yeah,
will
okay.
fight.
Yeah, hello.
And so, and like, let somebody say something to you, and let somebody get ignorant. Like,
Okay, let's talk about a space. Well, not let's talk about it, but for that effect, where I did feel comfortable at ATL Shorty
okay.
was Atlanta,
Yeah.
because it's very much so. You know what Atlanta's going to. You know what it's
Yeah,
about,
Atlanta
baby.
gonna give you, what you're
We're
looking for.
gay.
You can be
Atlanta's
in your
gay.
blackness and in your queerness.
And there you go.
In Atlanta.
Another space was also in California. Shouts out to WeHo,
Yeah.
because that's a
Oh,
gay
yeah. I've never
community.
been.
Yes.
It
I
is.
want to go.
When I say it is immaculate. Okay, it looks like what you think a gay community will look like. Baby,
Yeah.
we're with the shit.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yes.
are about that lifestyle. And I mean, it's clean, it's polished, it's this, it's that. They walk their dogs, they live in their houses, they drive their Benzes and Bentleys and things that it's like,
Yep.
they unapologetic about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I remember just, I'm like, yeah. No, that's where I did a yes. You know what I mean? Yes. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, look at this. I couldn't wait to get out the car just to be gay. You know? Like,
Honey,
yes.
because in California, when she took me, was my first gay experience of like being like unapologetically gay.
Yes.
And we were in Hollywood. We were in East. Oh my God. And there's just like a strip of gay. You could just go in it. And I mean,
Yes.
gay people far as the eye could see. Okay. Baby, I'm about to live my best gay life.
Yes.
And we had a ball.
A ball.
A ball.
A ball.
A ball.
I mean, but when don't we have a ball?
We do have a ball.
We are the ball.
Yes.
Hello,
Honestly,
somebody.
Ball.
When my straight friends will ask me to go somewhere, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to go with y'all.
Damn, now that's a real deep
Y'all
conversation.
ain't kind of gay. Like,
Just a little bit.
you ain't
You don't want to grab my booty just a little bit.
Actually, that's the thing, because I won't go to straight clubs. And if I did, then I have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Entourage.
It has to be an entourage of people around me.
Yeah.
But, you know, just, that's about 2. Well, who's all going?
Who all gonna be there?
Nah, I want. And I think that, you know, even my boyfriend, we can vouch. I remember we were actually at the time, we were in Dayton. And I was so like, and though I you know, we were around his family, you know, but his family was there, but I didn't know them like that. So my guard was still up. I'm like, now if it was my people, then I'm all right. But I didn't know who these people were. I mean, I only met them just this night. So I'm like, are they staring? He was like, oh, that's my cousin. And I'm like, oh shit, my bad. You know, but me like, man, you all right? I'm like, but I'm still not comfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I think that's, you know, people love to be like, well, why Pride? What y'all got Pride Month? Da, 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 da. And hearing these stories and hear how you were like in Cali, just like, oh my God, gays as far as the eyes that can see.
Yeah.
It wasn't always like that. And people had to fight really hard for that. And people are still fighting really hard in their small towns.
Yes.
And even in Ohio, where we live, we're still fighting in these little counties and little communities just for people to have safety and for people to finally have a month. If nothing else, they have a month to go outside of their homes and be seen and be heard and be validated and appreciated, and just honestly just be who they like, just be themselves.
Yes.
Honestly.
And sometimes pride, like, I think people take pride like the wrong way sometimes, because like gay pride is not just about like putting things in your face and being boisterous. It's about the fact that like the people before us have fought so hard for us to stand in these places and have these spaces that we just want to equally be able to love the people that we love, just like everyone else loves the people that they love.
Yeah.
That's all. We want to be able to be who we are, celebrate who we are, celebrate who we love, and go on about our business. We're not, you know, they think so many harmful things about the gay community, or they think that we're going to have this negative impact, when the truth of the matter is, baby, what's going on in your house is probably having a worse impact than what we are as a gay community.
Uncle Tom, who
Clean
can't
up.
go around none of the little girls.
Okay, is probably doing more than what my gay best friend is out here doing. Okay,
Check the statistics.
That's it.
The statistics. I mean, the numbers are there.
that's it.
The numbers are there, you know, and you be like, okay, yeah, but y'all thought we were wet. Like, we don't want them. You know what I mean? And it's like, we don't want you either. Like, just because you're a man doesn't make you attractive to me. It's because I'm a gay man. If you don't sit your
Come on and say that. Just because I'm gay don't mean that I want
I want you.
everything moving, baby. And it don't mean that I like you cutting.
Or won't you?
Okay?
Have you seen you?
Have you seen you?
If she didn't want you, why would I want you? You know what I mean? Like,
Boy,
First of all,
let him know.
the hell?
I get baddies over here.
Okay.
I don't know what you.
I'm like, you better check my. Hey,
You want to check the sheet?
good-
Come on.
Hey,
Don't make me pull out the resume now.
hey. He's standing right over there. Hey,
Hey,
don't play too much.
I don't. Not at all.
Come on now.
Not at all.
But you know, happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy
But
Pride.
honestly, this conversation too, like when we think about the people, I think about people, I'm always thinking about people who like live in small little towns and have very little exposure to things. And I think about what they see in the media. And I know me, you talked about this a little bit, at how can I stand the Tyler Perrys of the world.
Oh, boy.
And those will be the type of representation, or the Easies of the world, or these people who have these large platforms, though, kind of going back to where we started.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people who are creating the representation. And I know you had a message for them. So give us a message.
Yeah, if Tyler Perry, you don't turn it off. Because I'm not really with that. You know, like every time it's a Tyler Perry movie and it's a gay person involved and they got AIDS. And then they did something. And it's, you know, go to the Lord. And it's like, well, first of all, honey, I was raised in the church. Let's start there, okay? Shout out to my aunt, you know, R.I.P.
That's first time
But
I saw gayness.
grandma, wait, now we ain't get there yet because, baby,
We
you
want
want,
there.
oh, we going there.
Okay. We
But-
get there.
You're right about that. That tambourine player was, I mean, he was awesome, wasn't he?
That piano, that man was
I mean,
playing that organ like I ain't never. And you better sing that song.
come on, little Richard.
And half of them, truth be told, had lavender relationships while they was in there because they was
That's a T. That
cut
Their
it out.
boyfriend was in there too.
Say the boyfriend was in there every Sunday while their wife was up there,
Baby.
so cut it out.
I mean, I ain't never seen. I'm like, wait a minute here, and I remember it. You know, I'm like, I was in church heavy as a child, and I'm just, you know, kind of sitting back, and you're right about that. So when Tyler Perry came out and, like you said, his representation, I'm like, but ain't you a big black? I was gonna say the F word, but don't play too
Don't
much.
just
with
cancel.
me.
We just started.
I mean, I'm sorry, my bad.
We just got back.
But you know, all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
But no, but like, but you get what I'm saying about that. Like, it's just like, dang. And you're right, because as a kid, that he was very flamboyant, and he was, you know, bright and bold. And it's like, wait, do y'all know that he was like that? Oh, y'all did. But because he came to church every Sunday, he was okay.
Yeah.
Baby, stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Baby, stop.
Stop.
And it's. I lost my train of thought, y'all. Oh,
Sorry.
No.
Happy
You're
Pride.
good. You're good.
Happy
Pride.
Happy Pride.
So we
That's
go
why we're gonna
sing
bring it
it.
back.
Okay, happy
Pride. Somebody send it to Tyler. Tell him
Happy Pride. Okay, yes, baby.
Please send it to him.
What you call them? The Beyonce flowers. Happy Pride.
Yeah.
You know, she always send the flowers. Happy Pride.
But we're thankful for the Beyoncés
Oh,
of the world
love.
who
Love.
learned how to be an ally. I mean, we're gonna take the capitalism out of it for a second, because I do understand capitalism and Beyonce and the Beyoncés of the world. I don't ever want anybody to think I don't. I actually don't fuck with celebrities at all. If you stick around long enough, you really will learn my views on celebrities.
You should hear mine. And I
fuck
worked
them.
with a lot of them.
Fuck them. But I can appreciate Beyonce, who dedicates her artistry, and even before Renaissance, I remember that all women band. And I know them was some lesbians. I see them.
Yes.
I know a lesbian
Yes.
when I see a lesbian. So
I remember the remix to one of her songs, and it was like, y'all remember Who Run the World? Girls.
yeah.
And the gays was like, gays. But it was like an inclusion. Because you remember back in the day, like the gays used to back up the women. You know what I mean? We were like, you know, there was allies. You know, every girl had a gay best friend, or every girl wanted a gay best friend. And it was like, hey,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And so it was like that. And
every time they still to this day be like, who you want to kick it with? The girls and the gays?
the girls. and
What
the
do you
gays.
mean?
The girls and
Because
gays and the
that's where I
lesbians.
want to be.
Baby.
Because I feel safe there.
Baby.
And the gays.
I feel safe
You know, I was
there.
just actually talking to my best friend, and she was telling me about like her neighborhood and a story where she was in a neighborhood, and she knew this person like pretty much all her life, and she went in there. She felt like, you know, they were kicking it, da 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 da, and she felt like this older person that was in the house, you know, they were drinking, and she felt like she got drugged. And she was like, you know, and her part of her conversation was like, well, you know, like I don't just fall asleep anywhere. She was like, I mean, you know, I fall asleep around John, and da da da, and it made me think like, yeah, bitch, you always sleep around me, you know, and it's like, but your guard is down.
Mm-hmm.
I even think about it with
It's a
my.
sign of comfort.
There you go.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
used to get upset at my boyfriend because he would come in. I'm like, hey, babe. And, you know, I'm like, I'm just good. I'm like, damn, what you do? Run around all day and just knock out on the couch. I mean, it's not 5 minutes. And he's, but you said it's a sign of comfort.
Yeah.
But
it is.
like
it
you
is,
said, the
yeah.
girls and the gays.
The girls and the gays.
You know?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah,
And that's not to, please understand this. Because I've lived life and I've been through what I've been through, I'm always going to question everybody's motives. I don't really give a fuck who you are.
Yeah.
that
real
part.
shit.
But
That part.
for the most part, a lot of queer people, because of the experiences that we've had,
Yeah.
we are very intentional about creating safe space.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
Yeah.
it's necessary, it's needed, it's wanted.
Yep.
I don't ever want somebody to come into my space, into my world, and be uncomfortable. I feel like I'm very like if you've ever been around me or been into come to my home for something and you're like, damn, Christina did all this. Yeah, it's intentional.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want you to feel comfortable here. I want you to feel
Yes.
safe here. I want you to sit here and feel like, oh, this is somewhere I can be.
Mhm.
And then I also
Yes.
want you to acknowledge that a Black queer woman did that for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. And like
Yeah.
you said, it was intentional.
Yeah.
Very
You know, and
much.
I mean, I tell everybody that all the time. But, you know, and shout out to, you know what, shout out to my friends, my community, okay? Y'all watching this, shout out to y'all. You know, I'm not about to go through the million of y'all it is, but because there's nowhere that if they say come, oh, I'm invited, and it meant that. You know, and my +1, they invited too, and they mean that.
Yeah.
And if there was ever a problem, check with them. You know, and I love that about my community. And you know how unfortunate it is sometimes for people, they don't have that.
No.
So I live in a world where I know nothing but that. Even my family, down to my families. You know, for you, I kill over you. You know, and it's like, damn, you would? Like,
Yep.
I appreciate that, you know, but like you said, you know, it's an intentional thing, you know, and how we move around. Yeah, we watch ourselves. We want to feel safe, you know, and of course we ain't holding hands down the street and stuff, but we be some fly ass young men. You know what I'm saying? So
And I found the most
shit.
acceptance in them because, like you said, Christina, like I had really hard experiences, especially with men when I was younger. So it was always like feeling like I had to keep my eye out around straight men. And it was always a feel like I had to like question their intentions or motives or things like that. But it wasn't really until I came into my queerness and met and had that interaction with the queer community and men and people that were like just open about their sexuality. Like I've been to swingers bars. I've been, you know, I've done
Yeah.
all these things, and I have felt more comfortable in those spaces and accepted by those people than I ever felt like around, I mean, straight men. And that's just my experience. Like straight men have always made me feel like really like pressured or like, and it may not even have been their intention, but it's my experience
Yeah.
with them that causes me to automatically assume that that's going to be the case, where I have never been in a space with a gay man and ever felt like it was shade. I was uncomfortable. I had to worry
Yes.
about my safety. I had to worry about my body.
Yes.
I had to, none of that. I've never
You know
experienced
what?
that.
And piggybacking off of that, and I'm like, go to a point. Shit, me too. Around straight men. I mean, just because you say you straight, I mean, are you? You know, and so we walk in
Say
rooms
that.
sometimes, and it's like, well, I don't know why your cousin keeps following me around, like,
Ooh.
but I mean, and my friend, they know. You know, they've been here for years, and you know what I'm saying. So they've watched how men interact with me, and they're like, "You think?" I'm like, "Child, I don't know. Like, how did you get?" I'm like, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with that though, this brings me to a point, right? Because when I was going through my counseling, I did some effed up
Come on, healing.
shit.
Come on, there.
Come on, healing.
Yeah.
I wasn't a daisy. I was a thorn, and
A rose with
a rose
thorns.
with thorns. You know.
We We love her.
So okay. So what I had to do was, go to counseling. But with that though, my counselor, shout out to Omega, like that's his name. That was his name, Angel Omega. He was a dope ass counselor. And his question was because I did a men's group session, right? And his question was nature versus nurture. And I remember as like, everybody talked. And, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, and he's like, hey, yo, but wait a minute. BB, come talk. And I'm like, damn, here it go. And I'm a talker anyway, but he's like, nature versus nurture. And what he was getting to was the environments that you grow up in, how it shapes and molds you. And my environment necessarily wasn't the safest. I mean, I grew up around the crackheads, the hustlers, and the gangsters, but my mom, she created an environment for me inside that nurtured my talents and my ability to become who I am.
That's beautiful.
Talk about that inside.
And
That's stronger than anything that can happen on the outside.
She knew I like to draw, so here's the pencil, here's the pad, here's this, and she never knocked it out of my way. No, you playing football. I wasn't gonna play football. Hey, at the age of 6, I was typing up contracts. I've been that bitch.
Okay, come on.
So and I was paying my cousins off for money. I mean, I was hustling and didn't even know I was hustling. So with my allowance, I would take it, buy some cookies, and my uncle was a barber in the hood. So then I would go and I would sell it to the D boys there, and I would make that money. I would pay them, and they would pay them. Yeah, I was already doing this. All right.
Okay.
But she nurtured that. And my nature to be a man, society in that environment was I was supposed to be hypersexual. I was supposed to be chasing after the girls, and I was supposed to be a gangster and a thug. But hell, all my childhood friends are dead.
Wow.
But she nurtured me. There you go.
And you
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. When you don't. That's the new Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Okay. And I meant that,
Yes,
But
I
yeah,
love that.
so it was just something on my mind as you were talking about that, about how you were uncomfortable in those spaces. I'm like, oh shit, me too.
Oh yeah,
Like,
same.
Because
Not
And
once
see,
did I
the
grow up in a
nurture,
space.
like the nurture for me was like I love my mom, but I do. I love her.
Shout out, Mom.
But that nurture though, like that wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like for me. So I think I constantly felt like I had to live in this space of like defense. It was just like, wait a minute. And being raped at a really young age, it just made me feel like that if I don't give it up, they're gonna take it.
Friend,
Then it spins this whole narrative
This is a conversation
for me.
we gotta have another.
Yeah.
We've
It's,
lived a
you know,
lot of same experiences.
Yes,
now.
like so it spinned this narrative for me, and then I've lived my whole life just questioning a lot of things. Like, it's been very hard to navigate that space of who I really am because of the fact that lacked a lot. And so, but on the flip side of that, I just loved what you said about your mom, because both of my boys are 6'3", 300 pounds. Everybody's like, they don't play football. No, because that's not what they want to do.
There you go.
That's not what they love to do.
There you go.
That's not what's in their heart.
Yeah.
That's not their passion.
I'm not about to make them who they're not.
gonna do.
There you
My
go.
baby likes robotics, and if you want to build a robot, I hope you build the best damn
But
robot
there
that this
you
world has
go.
ever seen, baby, okay?
There you
and I want
go.
you to go do it to the best of your ability.
Yep.
And I don't give a shit about football or basketball, and I'm not going to force you to do something that you don't love.
Yes.
Because I want you to love life. I don't want you to
Yes.
question who you are or question what you love about yourself or the things that are special about you and what you have to offer to this world.
Right.
If your mom would have never nurtured you, we might never have the best fashionistas of this side of the Mississippi. You remember?
Okay,
So,
side of the Mississippi.
just saying.
No,
you
and,
know?
and as you're talking about that, I'm just like, hey, yo, shout out to my mom. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Because
please,
I really want to say
please.
that, like, shout out to her.
Yes.
Not only did she nurture that, but I'm just sitting here as you're talking, I'm like, she always just pushed.
Yes.
And she pushed and she pushed. And I mean, but don't get me wrong, my mom, she was a mama. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
you make it a chair throne, that chair in a plan too.
Listen,
That's
okay.
But get up, because I love you.
Okay.
You ain't
I'll make,
dead.
don't,
You know what
I'll
I'm
make
saying?
another one that looks just like
Yeah,
it
right now.
So you better get it together right now.
But I love just how she really did nurture me. As you were talking, and you were like, be the best. I'm like, damn, she created a beast.
Yes.
And I tell my boyfriend this all the time. I'm like, hey, you know, ain't really nothing I can't do. Like if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
And you know, and I got that from her to point, you know, when I was living in California, you know, because I was very uncertain about that road. And I'm like, damn. So I went out there with a job.
Sorry, y'all. I'm listening. I got a pin.
Get a little moment.
I'm a pin it.
Pin it.
Mm.
And I quit my job. And I was making money. And I remember just sitting in the park and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm about to do. But I took a leap of faith. And it paid. And it played. And it paid and I played. And about that was when I had this moment, I remember I'm like, oh, you know, she said something to me. I'm like, hey, Ma, you know, I was going through it in my mind. Hey, Ma, you know, don't tell me what I can't do ever, you know, da-da-da-da-da, you know, and I was mad and so and so. But then, you know, time go on and I had another moment. And I was like, man, I don't want to do this. And then she was like, hey, then you tell me, don't tell you what you can't do. And it woke me up. And I'm like, damn, man.
There it is. So if I can't tell you what you can't do, don't let you tell you what you can't do. Period.
And, you know, and that just brings me to the point of how much she listened to me.
Yeah.
But it was that nurture again.
Again, it goes back to that nurturing.
And I want to say, because there's a lot of, especially when we're dealing with queerness and Black queerness, a lot of, I mean, the truth of the matter is a lot of us lose our parent, not
families.
through death, but like through, you know, what is the word when they
Disowning.
Thank you. Through disownership or just not wanting to fuck with you no more.
Yeah.
And I have found though that in a lot of the queer spaces, because a lot of people can relate to that, we become mamas for each other.
Yes.
We start nurturing each other and pushing each other.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know I can never replace a mother's love, but I feel like love when it's healthy. Okay, we can talk all day about unhealthy love, and maybe one day we will. One day we will. But today we're gonna talk about healthy love because Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Okay.
When it's healthy love, that can build all kinds of bridges and all kinds of fill all kinds of holes inside of you when you don't have the I'm happy you are the mother that you are and the mother that you had and the mom that I have. Our relationship has grown immensely, and I'm thankful for it. And it truly, but sometimes in queerness and in queer culture, we find other mamas in other places. And I hope my desire for a lot of you is that you find the mamas that you need in healthy places, not in unsafe places or people who tell you that no, because healthy love should feel like what you're like. Be the best version of you. Be the best version of you. That's a healthy love.
And that's again like you know what I said. Shout out to my community. Like you know my best friends, and you met you know some, and it's just like those are like my other moms too. You know, and their moms to their children, but I don't not know a world without them. You know, I don't not know where I cannot eat, you know, and they'd tell you every day, his husband came over here and they just ate up all my damn, get out, you know. But that's our relationship.
But they love,
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, so I mean, I lay my head and I eat the food and I get the love and I get the talks when I need the talks and, you know, the reorganization when I need that, you know, the rooting when I want, you know, when I need that the most, but then also dating as a gay Black man is also a whole different ball game and feel. Because just because I'm gay, you know, there's what you call this levels to this shit.
Okay.
You know, and we talk, you know, so DC just had Pride, right? And it was a whole thing that went on with no fats, no films. Now I can't talk too much about into it because I did not.
Oh, I went to look this up. Yeah, you were
remember that? I was telling you. And you know, it was like no fats, no films, and I guess it was an organization that didn't allow, you know, if you was too fat or over this weight limit that they thought that it was to be. And it's like, and who the hell are you to tell somebody that? But then also dating as a gay Black man, you know, you can't be too feminine and you can't be too well, they want you more masculine. And it's like, well, damn.
I've heard that too. Like
I
don't want nobody to clock
I
you.
can't win for losing.
I don't want nobody to clock you.
Yeah. Very unclockable. And, you know, and it's crazy, though, because, I mean, I kind of think like, well, damn. A lot of times the guys that I go for are a little bit unclockable. You know what I mean? Like, you sit around them long enough, then you kind of know. But, like, I mean, you just walking down the street, you be like, well, he's a clean-ass man, you know. But
But I also feel like, not to interrupt you, but I also feel like that it's different when it's your type, right? Because as a gay man, you're dating your type. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? But like when a man is trying to force someone to be someone that they're not necessarily are, or not accepting of them, I think that that's when that shifts a little bit, because it's okay to have a type, right? Like I
Right.
have a type. I love black women, dark skinned black women. Love y'all down.
Okay.
You know what I mean? From the motherland. I want
Shout
y'all
out
to
to
smell
that
like
melanin.
cocoa butter in
Oh.
Africa.
Okay.
But
yes.
yeah, okay. But I'm never gonna take that black woman that I love so much and try to make her anything that I want her to be
Right.
because she's my type. So like I think that it's like, I think it's different when you're like, yeah, I date dudes that are unclockable, but okay, that's your type.
Yeah.
If your type was a more feminine type of man, you would love him just the same and be just as proud to be with him.
Yeah,
You see
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, very much so,
Yeah,
very much so,
yeah.
yeah. And I guess that would be, true and correct,
Yeah.
because my types, you got to be able to handle the groceries. You know what I mean? Like, could you think, can you bring them up the steps for me?
You gotta
know
do
what
some
I'm saying?
manual
Get the
labor
wa-
around here.
I mean, I don't know nothing about my car. You know what I'm saying? So,
Who's gonna change these brakes?
oh, you know what I mean? Hello.
I don't know.
I think when I first started dating my boyfriend, it's funny because my house had the chain on the door, and he come in, he was like, he opened it. He said, "This on here backwards," and I'm like, "Oh, is it?" And anybody could have broke in. I'm just like, oh, he's like, they ain't gonna do shit, just gonna pop off. So, hey,
Right. I've been needing a
help me.
oil change for 2 months, babe. I didn't even know what that light was.
Oh, you got some oil? Yes, canola oil. Okay, not that oil for your car. But yeah, I just seen it when I'm over there. I'm sitting on the couch and he just doing. I'm like, I never would have did that. Man, like for 2 days straight, he said, "Give me a screwdriver so I can change this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
But I mean, he checked the car. He checked. I mean, it's like, hey, shout out to my boyfriend.
Okay.
Because that man makes sure I'm good, when I'm not good.
I love that.
Even when I'm in BB
When you
mode,
being BB. Oh,
he still be
I've
like,
heard about
he's
it.
still
Okay.
just
gentle, with
gentle.
kind.
And but that's also a love in the space that we want and we search for.
Yes.
And we grow up and we get in relationships and then we think they're last and we date these people and have these traumas and trauma from trauma to trauma to trauma. I don't do multi-dating kind of situations, and I'm thankful to not have been, having that to be my experience, shall I say. But yeah, just meeting a man that just is comforting. Because when I'm not thirsty or he just, I don't know, it's like something in his brain, be like, you need some water. I'm like, oh, I just got thirsty.
I was a little dehydrated.
I didn't know what was going on, like,
It's a little
okay, when I'm a little, when I get a little, I don't know, it's like, here's a burger. I'm like, oh, it's like,
I didn't even know I was hungry. But
yeah, thank you very much, so, yeah, shout out to my boyfriend, though,
Yeah, I love that.
that's for sure.
Well, thank you. Thank you for this conversation.
thank
It was
God.
beautiful.
It was. I had a
I hope
ball.
it was healing to someone, and
Yes.
I happy Pride.
Happy Pride,
I don't even know another way
No.
Okay.
to close this out.
And I look so forward to just like getting to know you like more and like just
yeah, we
seeing
need
what
to work.
I-
We need a photo
I
shoot.
do.
Yes.
Yes, like I
Same.
am like I love your vibe. I love your energy. I just loved having the conversation. Like it was super.
Thank
dope.
you, and I really appreciate y'all from having me here. I love y'all energy too. I mean, I've known Christina for some time, but it's we do this. Shout out to my podcast folk, the Chaos Effect.
Please check out the Chaos Effect.
Yes,
love.
Brand Sam.
love
We
him.
we about to go crazy, y'all.
Yeah.
So, but just even growing and working with Christina more, it was crazy because when I came back home, I was like, damn. And I think I'd seen something. It's something that popped up, and I was doing a podcast, and it just
Messaged
happened.
me.
It worked. And then we already done dogged him out on the first podcast, but like we had someone that was supposed to come through that didn't come through, and it's one of those things that's like, yo, thank God.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Yeah.
sometimes when things don't work, they're not supposed to work because
Say
they
that,
weren't
baby.
gonna work.
Yeah, it
thank you
wasn't
for
hard.
messaging me.
Yeah.
Thank
You know
you
what
for
I mean?
yes.
And it was
Sometimes you're
like-
meant to be where you're meant to be, baby. Okay.
And I'm never mad about it.
Ever.
So, just y'all, everybody right now, while it's Pride, we in these spaces and places where you're supposed to be is where you're supposed to be. So,
Yes.
those are lessons that we need to learn to overcome, to heal, and
Yes.
this is what Pride Month is about. It's about the inclusion of us, about those people who fought so we can be where we are today. So that's even the same individually. You know, you're fighting each day to continue to, you know, grow and to build. So, you know, shout out to yourselves and, you know, love on yourselves. And
Absolutely.
if you are fortunate to have someone else that loves on you, you know, thank God.
Thank God.
And baby, if not, and you need a hug, just come and see us. We'll hug
We right
you.
here.
We love you.
I love the hug. I smell
you're-
real good too, they say.
Okay, come on.
You-
Let's say that smell real
You
good.
do smell
Okay,
so good.
amazing.
I'm not gonna hug you, but I will dap you up. They will hug you.
I will hug. I'm a hugger.
They're huggers.
I'm a hugger.
Me,
Well,
not
especially if
so
I'm
much.
drunk, I'll probably hug you.
I'm a
but-
lover. Does not translate into like physical love,
Okay.
but it definitely translates into you hungry, you need something.
Okay.
What you need?
Yes, and it do.
Very
It
much
do.
so.
I got you.
It do.
Very much so.
It do.
Yeah, because when I walked in, I don't know if y'all seen it at the beginning of it, but like I was like, you know, like this. It wasn't Coke. I swear to God, never done it. But it was the chips in my teeth. And I'm on camera. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to be thinking like, what's this? Y'all keep moving like this, folks.
He John Jack.
You know, I'm over here like, I'm struggling the whole way. I'm like,
It's just Doritos.
it
y'all.
was, swear to God. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm hydrated too from a night out last night. So,
Honey.
I mean, shout out. That's the love.
Yes,
you know what I'm
that's the
saying?
love.
But
Yes.
for sure.
Shout out to my partner. That was
Shout
her
out.
manifestation. of love.
Shout out.
We know her.
For sure.
And
Happy
thank y'all for
Pride.
being here with us.
Mhm.
BB, where can they find you?
Oh man, you can find me on Instagram at just1_BB, Facebook Bebe Couri, or just Google me Bebe Couri, BEBECOURI.
Make sure they check out your podcast.
Podcast The Chaos Effect, y'all. Brand the Server, Samuel IV, Bebe Couri, myself. Yeah, The Chaos Effect. You know, check us out. We be having some crazy ass conversations on there. You know, so.
And if I have it my way,
Love it.
you're gonna check them out on a photo shoot real soon, coaching, getting these people
Yes.
together.
Get 'em
Okay.
together.
I'm actually
I'm
gonna
ready.
have you because I have a rant in my spirit about things, but that has nothing to do with today.
Okay. Okay.
You can find me and Tasha at the Body Representation Series,
can.
anywhere you like to listen to podcasts.
Mhm.
If you want to watch us,
Mhm.
you can watch us on the YouTube.
Yes. You can also find our work, 33 West Studios, Body by Blue, on all social medias. Make sure you check us out. Make sure you follow us. There's way more to us than just the podcast. We,
Absolutely.
stand on empowering women, empowerment of all people, but definitely empowering women of size. We love the gays and the grills. So make sure you check us out because we got a lot of stuff coming up and I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
For sure, y'all. Shout out to yourselves. I really appreciate being here again, and
Yeah.
you know, for sure, happy Pride, y'all.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Bye.
All right.
Yeah.
That was so dope.
Representation matters, and we're glad you're here. Thanks for spending time with the Body Representation Series. Remember to follow, subscribe, and join us for the next conversation. Bye.